Hi, it's Tim at Tiki Boom. In today's toot, we'll go over how to create this wavy 3D type effect with some deep layers. We'll learn many techniques in this toot that you can easily apply to any of your designs. Let's get inspired. First step we're gonna do is we're gonna set our type. So I got some type right here, and it's made by TT Furs New. The Foundry's type, and we're using the extra bold. I kind of like it because of this bracketed T. All right, so let's go ahead and make some quick adjustments. So I'm just going to make it a little bit tighter here. We're just doing a quick kerning exercise there. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and Command C and Command F the live text and just throw it off to the side. I'm going to then select the live text and do Command Shift O, and that's going to create outlines. We're going to go ahead and center it and make it just a little bit bigger. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this right here and we are going to go ahead and make it white, and we're going to drag this into our symbols. And I'm going to go ahead and throw it in symbols here. We're going to call this doot. And we're going to create that symbol. So it has, let me do V2, there we go. Okay, so now what you can do is you have this symbol here. As you can tell, this little plus symbol means that is attached to your symbols, and you can just easily come over here and break linked symbol and then throw it off to the side. Now that we've got our type converted into a symbol, we're going to go ahead and make a vertical line. So this is going to create our wavy surface. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a white stroke. And what you can do right away is you can go up to Effect, and we're going to go ahead and do 3D and Materials and 3D Classic, Extrude and Bevel Classic. So the reason we're doing this right now is that you can actually apply this effect, and then we're going to apply some other effects and tweak, and you're going to see it all in live view. So what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this around, and you know that this side will be front facing because the lighting has changed. So the lighting has become pretty much the color of the stroke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do extrude depth. I'm just going to do like 800, and we can kind of just adjust this a little bit. You know, this is going to be different for whatever your taste, and we're going to go ahead and click OK. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go up to Effect, and we're going to go to Distort and Transform and Zigzag. As you can tell here, it's applying the zigzag, and you can see it live, so you can make really kind of cool adjustments that you want. So I'm going to do a pretty big size here and click OK. So as you can tell, we have our wavy surface, and if you want to adjust it, which I do, you can just go back, wrong one, go back to the zigzag here, and I'm going to actually make this 3. That way we'll just kind of keep it nice and simple. For this next step, we're going to go ahead and apply the symbol to this 3D wavy surface. So what we're going to do is we're going to select our little vertical line here, and we're going to go up to the appearance, and we're going to click on 3D, extrude, and bevel. What we're going to do is we're going to go up to map art, and right away there's a couple things that you want to look for. So when you are making a surface and you want to apply some text to, say, the largest portion of the surface, which would be this front-facing surface right here, you want to make sure that there is as least amount of surfaces, and then that way you know that you're going to be able to map your symbol to the largest surface. So for example, we have a line that has only 4 sides. So it has 2 sides, a front and a back. If there's more than 4 sides, then you have a surface, or you have your vector element that you're using is wonky, or it's a little bit off. So the 3D is sort of not rendering out all of that front surface. So just make sure you have it nice and clean. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the front surface, and that's this one. And as you can tell, the difference here, this means the back. So when it's dark like this, that means the back. So we're going to go to the front surface, and let's actually go ahead and we're going to do shade artwork and invisible geometry. So what this is going to allow us to do is we're going to shade artwork, and this will guide us to creating portions of our type after we expand it. And then invisible geometry just takes away the surface and only does a wireframe. Where we're going to go is we're going to go up to the symbol, and we're going to apply our doot. So it's a little bit bigger, but you can go ahead and resize it. So I'm going to go ahead and resize it. And there it is. So as you can tell here, it is shading it. So this is going to help us use Shape Builder tool. So I'm going to click OK. And we're good here. So I'm going to click OK again. And then I am going to go to Object and Expand Appearance. And now with the expand appearance done, we're going to go ahead and take out this this outermost little thing here. We're going to go ahead and rotate it, and we're going to make it a little bit bigger. So as you can tell here, there's these little strips. These strips are essentially, let me go ahead and kind of zoom in. These are the different steps that the 3D has rendered out for the shading. So we're going to actually use these to our advantage to do this technique. So there's a couple things we need to do first. One is we're going to go ahead and release the clipping math. So do Command Option 7 twice, and then you're probably overwhelmed, but don't be overwhelmed. We're going to deal with this very easily. So we're going to go ahead and activate the Shape Builder tool with everything selected. So Shift M, and we're going to hold down the Option key, and we're going to minus out these. So as you can tell right there, that made things much more manageable. Then what we're going to go in is we're going to start getting to work. So we're going to go ahead and take out the middle portions here. So we can do that. And we'll take out these middle portions, and we're going to take out this little section here. Okay, so now that we have our lettering, as you can tell, we have these different sections that we can go ahead and use as guides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this section one piece. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sample a color. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do Shift M again. And let's go ahead and, take this out. And we're going to go ahead and make this a piece. Let's go ahead and make that a Now that we have the pieces done, as you can tell here, let's go ahead and look at stuff. We're going to go ahead and ungroup it. And we should be, let's ungroup, keep ungrouping. And yeah, there we go. Let's go ahead and apply these gradients to the little sections that we made for each piece of the letter. So we're going to select all the pieces, and we're going to go ahead and sample this gradient. So as you can tell right here, what we want to do is we want to make all of the gradients have the light at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and select that piece and do the G for the gradient tool, and we're just going to adjust everything real quick. Gradients are done. Let's go ahead and offset our layers. So really what we're doing is we're taking each section of the letter, and you're just kind of offsetting it, and you want to create a little bit of intrigue and try to make things as readable as possible. So we're going to go ahead and bring that to the front. I think for these, I want to bring this down. So we're going to bring it behind this front portion. For this one, I'm going to bring it up just to kind of create a little something. Let's go ahead. You might see little bits and bobs here and there. So we're going to go ahead and select that, and we're going to do same and appearance, and we're just going to delete it. And then what we're going to do is, let's see, for this one, I'm going to have this kind of come up like that. And then I actually want this piece to come down. As you can tell, we have a little sliver there. So actually what I want to do is, let's go ahead and we're going to move this up like that. And let's see what that actually looks like. That might actually be kind of cool with that little sliver. Let's go ahead and create some shadow layers. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically take each section and we're going to create a blend to create the shadowing. What I'm going to do is we're just going to start from left to right. So I'm going to select this portion of the D, Command C, Command F it, bring it to the front. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sample this swatch right here, and that's basically taking the gradient, putting it on the fill, or sorry, on the stroke, and then we're taking the fill and making it this black background. Then we're going to go ahead and take this top portion, Command C, Command F it, bring it all the way down here, and we're going to throw this fill onto the stroke. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this top one right here, make sure it's at the top of the layers. We're going to go ahead and select both. We're going to set up our blend options so that we can keep reusing it. I'm going to do specified steps. I'm going to do like 40. Specified distance, and I'm going to do 40 pixels. And what that's going to do is we're going to do kind of varying distances for the shadows, but it'll keep the same kind of look and feel, if you will. And then we're going to go ahead and, with the blend options done, we're just going to go ahead and blend it. And there is our first blend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it behind that. And actually, let's just make sure it's not on top of that. There. Okay, so then we just basically rinse and repeat. Woot, we got that done. All right, let's make some just subtle adjustments. Just kind of move stuff, get it a little bit more vertically aligned. Let's go ahead and do that. Then we can maybe make it just a little bit bigger since you have all the effects. Look at that, they adjust it automatically. You can go ahead and kind of fine tune it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put on some finishing magic touches. So I'm going to select the rectangle tool and I'm going to make it the size of the artboard here. And 1920 by 1080, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set up a, let's take the stroke off. We're going to set up a gradient fill, and it's going to be a radial gradient fill. And we're going to do gray. So it looks like the middle portion here is gray. And what we're doing is we're kind of creating like a spotlight effect. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do a darker gray. And as you can tell here, kind of like a spotlight-y effect. And then I'm going to go ahead and with the selection tool, we're going to go ahead and press G, and we're just going to kind of move this around. So let's say the spotlight is up here in the corner. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a transparency, and we're going to do soft light. So you can kind of see how it's interacting. Then to put the final magic on it, we're going to go ahead and go up to effect. We're going to go to artistic, and we're going to go to film grain. And as you can tell here, so you can kind of adjust this to make the spotlight more prominent. I'm going to do that. Highlight area, maybe make the spotlight less. You can make it more. And then I'm just going to put like a good amount of grain on it and click OK. And then you can adjust your opacity, so maybe like 50%. And then if I'm like, there's not enough contrast, I want the spotlight to be even more, what you can do is you can adjust the gradient. Let's see, there we go. And you can make it more. So you can make it more prominent. And then if you want, you can adjust the grays to make that a little bit more prominent. And then you can go ahead and go back to soft light. Maybe we do like 75%, or maybe we change it from Soft light to hard light. Whoa, that's crazy. And then you can go like 15%. Or you can do something like overlay and go 100% to see what it's like. So that gives it a lot more contrast. So we can go like maybe 75%. And that's a wrap. I hope these techniques have inspired you to add some sauce to your designs. Check out our Insta at Tiki-Boom Design. We do a lot of design experiments throughout the week around these tutorials, so follow us for some added inspiration. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and get notified. We drop new content every Monday. As always, your friend in design, Tim at Tiki-Boom. Bye!